Good morning, everybody. Hi, it is Thursday morning. My name is Menachem Creditor. I serve as Scholar in Residence for UJ Federation of New York, and it is our pleasure to come to you each morning, each weekday morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, with some words of Torah, a little bit of song, a little bit of community. It's good to be together. So welcome, everyone. Susan, you get the award for the first comment. It's a beautiful day outside, very, very sunny. I hope that we'll take the time to go take a walk, bring in some air into our lungs, and just enjoy a day. Hopefully you're doing well. The people you love are well and safe. What we'll do today is we'll learn a little bit of Torah, and I wanted to name for the first time that we are on our way towards Shavuot. You are probably preparing in your own heart for receiving Torah next week. Many organizations and shuls and national denominations are doing their best to bring all-night learning. And it's amazing how much Torah is being put out. If you look around, there is no moment, no millisecond where some teacher isn't teaching something gorgeous that is available online. And even though obviously this is a moment of constraint, look at the explosion of wisdom and Torah that is happening all around. So anyway, let's do our part. Let's bring in some Torah. If you know this melody, great. And if not, you'll know it very soon. This is our 44th broadcast, wishing each other a good morning. So let's take a breath and jump right into some learning. Well, good morning, everyone. Linda, I'm so glad that you found last night's concert very meaningful. Friends, I've been blessed to accompany my amazing wife, Neshama Karlbach. She's been performing all around the world from right here, including South Africa and Vegas, and last night in Florida with our dear friend, Mark Labowitz. So hello, everybody. Welcome to a little bit of learning. I also wanted to scroll for a moment because just a second ago, while we were in the middle of the blessing, someone said hello from the security team at UJA, and I wanted to give them a shout out. And if I can find it quickly with all of your patience, I will say hello to them directly. But if I can't find it within the next second, and it looks like I can't, I just wanted to say thank you to the team who's taken care of anyone who's in the building at UJA, which is not many of us, obviously, but I wanted to say thank you to them. It's James. Oh, Jimmy, it's so good to see you. Hi, I miss you. Thanks for saying hello. There is a group of people that I wanted to give a shout out to. I'm not sure how many of us are connected with Jewish camps all around the United States and the world, but many of them have been having a very hard time. And most of them, probably all of them, eventually will have made the decision to not conduct camp this summer, which is a very big loss for the Jewish community. It's true that there are worse things happening in the world than not being able to go to camp. That is absolutely true. But for our children, and for us, my life was shaped by Camp Ramah, specifically Camp Ramah at Nyack, where I spent 13 summers, and now my children go and are counselors. So I wanted to give a shout out to the leadership of our camps for making a very hard decision, which was the right decision, was the safe decision for our children and our families. But I wanted to give them credit for making a very hard decision. And if you know someone who's in a leadership position at one of our camps, giving them an extra call, giving them an extra email, and just saying, I'm sure this was really hard, that would, I think, bring some comfort in a very difficult moment. All right, so a little bit of Torah for today. We are still beginning the book of Bemidbar, the book of Numbers, and we've talked about the census. We've talked about a lot of different aspects of the parsha, but there's one that I wanted to really bring out. It's something that we have as a core value as part of UJA and the larger Jewish community. There is one verse in the beginning of chapter 2 of the book of Numbers, and the English for it says, "And God said to Moshe and Aaron, the Israelites are to camp around the tent of meeting some distance from it, each person under his flag, with the flag of his family." Now think about that. It is such a big thing to organize a group of people. Now that's true in our world in some obvious and measurable ways. But when we were in the desert as a newly formed people, we had the tent of meeting, which is where God would meet with Moses and Aaron. It is eventually where the high priest would fulfill the sacrifices and the offerings. And we organized our tents in a square. It was a tent to protect the holy, and it was also a way of knowing where your neighborhood was really within this portable community. But listen to the language and think about this moment of our world. The Israelites are to camp around the tent of meeting some distance from it, each person under his standard, with a flag of his family. So this is one of the things that I wanted us to think about. As we head toward the mountain, which happens next week on Shavuot, if we do it right, there's room for everybody. It's a big mountain. God is going to give the Torah. And no matter what your belief is, whether you believe it's history, whether you believe it's myth and legend, there's something that we celebrate in this moment where we camp around our central organizing meeting place, some distance from it, and everyone can have access. How powerful is it? How amazing is it to think about how organized we must be as a people in order for things to work? And I wanted to quote my teacher, Rabbi Neil Levinger, who has some beautiful things to say about those flags under which we're supposed to camp. He said, there's tension between each person finding his or her own personal standard and also being grouped into a larger social unit. Isn't that an interesting thing to think about? However you express your Judaism and your personal identity, isn't it powerful to think about what binds us together, people to people? Isn't it important to recognize that I have my place and you have your place, and it doesn't have to be the same place, but we can be a people together? Every Friday at 2 o'clock, we have been coming together with rabbis and cantors and spiritual leaders of our Jewish community of all flavors. It was so powerful to me. One week, the cantor at Lincoln Square Synagogue, who is just an amazing human being, he was going to be on, and there was it might have been Yom Ha'atzmaut, and so I was thinking about what do I want to share. I usually do a little teaching and a little song, and there was a song that I learned when I went to yeshiva that I wanted to sing, and I wondered, would it be the same one as he was going to choose, because maybe it was from the same genre of music. So he gets on, and with his sweetness, he sings a song by Naomi Shemer, who wasn't religious at all, who was one of the greatest composers of all of Jewish history, certainly in Israel's history. He sang Naomi Shemer, and I sang a song from the Orthodox world, and I realized there's room for us. Isn't it interesting how we try on each other's traditions, and we can be friends and share Torah and stand together every 2 o'clock on Friday? Tune in here. Not next week because it'll be Shavuot, but every other Friday, tune in at 2 o'clock and look at the different faces of our Jewish community. Some of us are black, some of us are white, Some of us are women, some of us are men, some of us are gay, some of us are straight. It is so powerful to know that we stand together as a Jewish people in all of our difference. We know that we have individual flags. That's true. I've got my flag. My flag is where I feel most at home. But the truth is, it hasn't been the same flag throughout my life, and maybe it'll be a different flag in days to come. But there is one great banner under which we stand. We are a people. Isn't that amazing? Our tent of meeting is no more. We don't have that. But we meet God when we meet each other, don't we? When we come together as a very unified community. That in reaction to all of this, we certainly are. But we always should. There's a phrase in tradition, Berov ha'am hadrat melech. When more of us come together, that's when more of God is revealed. So as we make our way towards Sinai, Shavuot is just a few days away. Let's think about how proud we are of our individual flag. Maybe it's the shul you connect with, maybe it's the JCC, maybe it's a learning community, maybe it's your own individual Jewishness as expressed in idiosyncratic ways that are yours alone. But you're not alone. And no matter what tradition or denomination or brand, we're one people. And that is something extraordinary. In order for it to work, it has to be very organized. But isn't it worth the effort to organize, to come together, and to have more of the sacred revealed in our world? Especially in moments like this, isn't it incredible to think about how much access we are granting each other so that we can all come together and celebrate? I know not every day and not every moment feels like a celebration right now, but we have a holiday coming up. What can we do together? It's so amazing. Sharon, here's a promise I make you. I know that the timing is different in Israel than it is here. The fact that you're in Israel and you're tuning into this is such an incredible feeling of connectedness. Thank you for being part of it. And unfortunately, you're right, 2 o'clock on Friday is going to be Shabbat or almost Shabbat in Israel at this point. So tune in at 9 o'clock. When we teach at 2 o'clock, I will keep you in mind, and then we'll be able to see each other very soon. I can't wait. For now, friends, let's sing our way into the day. See you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And since tomorrow is Friday, see you tomorrow at 9 and at 2. Can't wait. Take care, everybody. Boker Tov. Can't wait to see you soon.